Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the video game review of Madden NFL 26 for the PlayStation 5. You know, there are always going to be things about Madden that, they need to try and fix, and they need to try and change, and they should update. With the passion, they really need to do some of these things. But still, man, this is incredible. This is an incredible game. I love a lot of the upgrades that they did, and this has been wonderful to see. Like I can't get I can't get away from this. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be absolutely fun. For some reason, there are a lot of people who are hating on College Football 26. College Football 26, like it's almost a perfect game. And if they can put some of the things they have put in Madden in the College Football 26, that game is going to be that's going to be a perfect game. And some other things that they can fix Madden. We're talking about the perfect games. Absolutely, they should do some of these things. One of the things, let's just go ahead and get right into it. One of the things are the play sheets. When I heard about the play sheets and the fact that you could add plays to your already playbook, I was already interested in that because I like to have a certain I like to have some power football formations. I form wing, strong I wing, strong I jumbo. Just more than the goal line package, right? I want to have some power formations that can run the football out of. Um, I think that's what you need. You need that type of power football. I'm not someone I like to run the football from under center. I'm not one of these dude that likes a lot of shotgun runs. That's one of the things that I don't like the fact. I think shotgun should be for pass. 9 out of 10 times you do a shotgun, it should be a pass. It shouldn't be a run. You run from under center, and then that run from under center helps you out in the play action pass. Right? It's like that in real football. I think like that should be like that on the video game. So sometimes I may want to like. So then sometimes I'll go and I'll find ones and I'll use a different playbook from a different team. I'm like there would be many times where I was a team, but I use another. I use a like I may have been Buffalo in one of my franchises, but I used another team's playbook because you know they had all of those formations. And then last year when they brought in the Miami offense with all of the cheat motions and everything like that was a great offense to run, but they didn't have any. They had one kind of power football formation that was I form tight, and so I was like, well, this. But see now they've involved play sheets, and the play sheets you can ask for like heavy I formation or heavy sets, things like that, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It adds to the thing. So I am so that I don't have to use another playbook. I can keep the playbook that's made for that team, and then just add the play sheets onto it, which is incredible. And I think that's got to go into college football 26 next year. College football 27, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, that's got to go into that one for next year, right? Because it's the same thing like that for college. And I'm someone that I like to use other different types of schemes, right? I want to use the air raid. I want to use uh, the multiple formation. I want to use the regular spread. And then the pro style. I want to use all those things. So, but see, the thing about college is that there's there's a lot of shotgun. A lot of offensive shotgun offenses. And again, like I just mentioned, I don't like to run the ball out of the shotgun a lot. I want to get under center, and I still think for both college football and Madden that there should be a way to create a playbook and bring that playbook into, you know, dynasty for college and franchise mode for thing. You know, right now you can't do that. If you create a playbook, the playbook only creates for, you know, for play now mode and all of the other modes that need to go away. Excuse me. But if you can create a playbook and bring that playbook into, you know, into the franchise or dynasty for college, it would be amazing. But yeah, that's just to start off. The play sheets are incredible. Although I do think that, you know, what they need to do is, and hopefully they do that in a future update, is they make it so that you can still change your play sheets if you have weekly strategy to auto. Because because like when when you're doing your league settings when you first start your league, and you have those settings of everything that you want manual, live, you can do manual, auto, stuff like that. If you put weekly strategy to auto, then it automatically sets the you know, like gives you like the it already gives you like the play sheets and things like that that you're gonna do. And you may not want those, you know, type of play sheets. You may want other play sheets that you feel that you want to use. And so you can't change them, and that needs to be changed. Even if you put it on automatic, you still should be able to change them. They have a new thing out called Coach Central. You should be able to change your play sheets from there as well, you know, on auto, as well as doing it and doing the um, um, manual version. I would say that's something that they need to hurry to fix. I think they can do that into the thing, into like an update. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about some of the things here. I had some notes written down. Let's talk about some of the other things. Um, these are not like these are this is they're not in any particular order or reference or anything like that. Some may be good, some may be bad, whatever. Um, the first one I have is they got rid of the speed no huddle. Now, if you know the last 2 or 3 games, Madden, for some reason they added this thing where when you did no huddle, you didn't rush up to the line. What you did was they would like put you to the line and then take 12 seconds off the clock, 12 or 15, how many seconds they thought it would take. But that's not the case, you know. And in some cases it would be, you know, because there would be times when you could, you know, like it would be like 20 seconds, you know, and then it would take off like 15. But if you did like the speed no huddle, if you did if you do it on anything like that, especially like if you saw it last year with college football 25, they didn't have that no huddle. So if you did it side by side, you can see that the no huddle on Madden would take like 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds off sometimes if you were doing you know, a no huddle thing. But if you did on college football, it would take off less time, and you would actually have the opportunity to actually spike the ball and things like that. So that's something that I'm glad they got rid of. They got rid of the speed no huddle. Now it's just a no huddle that they always run to the thing. And another thing I like is that they made it so that you can select any play when you do your no huddle. You can select any play. It's just not, you know, a play from that, you know, that formation. You can go to any formation and select the play. That's what I like. Um, they need to add the holder. Um, so what I mean by this is that they've added the long snapper position, which is fine. I think that's great. Um, I think that's totally fine because what they would end up doing is that they would end up having like the guy who's on the team for the holder be like the fourth or fifth tight end, and that was always like insane to me. So yeah, now having the guy be the holder is having a long snapper is good. But I think what they need to have is they need to have holder the holder because they have the backup quarterback being the holder, and I don't know if there's any team in the National Football League who uses their backup quarterback, who uses one of their backup quarterbacks as a holder. The holder is usually the punter. So when you're in the depth chart, they need to add the holder position so that you can put the punter and then have like the backup quarterbacks for it or a tight end or whatever. They need to add the holder position to the game as well. Heavy rain. Heavy rain is awesome. I love heavy rain. I love the lightweight, and this is what I've wanted this before because I always felt like the rain and the snow were just not they weren't not good enough. So I love the fact that they've added heavy rain, which is incredible. It's a downpour, a deluge. It's incredible. So I love that slipping and sliding all over the place. And then heavy snow. Heavy snow is insane in a good way. I played on heavy snow, and I play a certain type of way. I play from the broadcast mode. From for me, if you watch football like that, where teams are going from side to side, that's how you should play it, with teams going from side to side. That's just me. I know people want to stay behind the quarterback and anything like that. That's fine. However, when I played in heavy snow, there's a lot of times I couldn't play. In the heavy snow, I couldn't see. I really couldn't see during the heavy snow. And during that heavy snow, I made 2 picks. I had 2 picks somehow because I was just running to where it looked like the ball was going to, so I jumped and caught it. It's amazing. And then on the offense, I had to go back to that like behind the quarterback position to sometimes to do a pass or a run, something like that. So, but the heavy snow is insane in a good way. Absolutely. So yeah, I just talked about the weekly strategy stuff. Let's see. Yeah, one of the things they need to clean up is when you create a player. You can only, for some reason they started last year. I have no idea why. I don't know why they're doing this, but when you create a player, your favorite team is the only team that you can send a player to. It's the only team. Like you can't create if before the other day when Isaiah Bond he was signed by Cleveland. So if you wanted to put Isaiah Bond in the game, you can only put him on your favorite team. So like for me, the Bears. So I can only put Isaiah Bond on the Bears, and then I would have to do some fudging around to put him on Cleveland or something like that if I wanted to do that. I don't know why you're doing that. Why are you making things so hard for us? Why are you making things so hard for us? Just give us the ability to create a player and 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 have him go to the team we want him to go to. And I don't know for how fucking long I've been asking for a place like on NBA 2K. Scott Gallagher is, and I should tweet Scott because he worked on NBA 2K. And I should tweet him that so that they can do it on Madden. But there needs to be a place for when you create players, you should just be able to just stash them, and then so that when they reorder the rosters, you don't have to create them all over again. You can just add them to a team or add them to free agency or whatever. So that's another quality of life situation. I mean, and actually, when you think about it, I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna tweet Scott this right now. All right, for you guys, that was no time at all. But for me, that took a few minutes to type out. So anyway, so let's see where else I can go. Let's see what we're talking about. When you do a fantasy draft, the right guard spot doesn't sort properly. If you do overall grade, everybody is going to be having their overall number in order. So if you're 99, 94, 93, like that, goes like that. Except the right guard position. If you do overall grade, it ends up being 68, 64, 67, 72. All of the 80s and 90s are not at the top like it should be. So that needs to be fixed. Now, I would say some of these I've already I've already put into the EA forums on Madden, so hopefully they will see them. I'm gonna keep this list so that I can send them back again and keep all my things and go back to them and everything like that. So I did that. Let's see. I had here a creative player had a different overall in franchise mode than it did in the regular mode. So as I've been talking about with creative players, I created a player, and one player I created was like an 85. Then when I brought it into franchise mode, it was 78. And I was like, that was kind of weird. You need to do that. They need to update the practice squad. Yeah, this is something that is. So, first of all, they're doing 12 practice squad. Practice squads are now 16. 16 players. And you can have up to 6 players on your practice squad not be rookies or first year players. So if they've been in the league 2 years or more, you can put them on the practice squad. And it's been like that for a while now, because I think there's been a lot of things seen where there's been some player that team side and he signed into the practice squad, and he was like a 10-year veteran. So, and then they brought him up to the roster. So I think they got to update the practice squad on that one. The trades, they have now, when you do a franchise mode, you can have it so where the trades, what do you do for the trade logic, or something like that, or whatever it's called. And it's on normal. And you can make it hard, very hard, easy, or very easy. And when I put it on very easy, I still couldn't make easy trades. Now, maybe what I was thinking about easy trade is that you would be able to trade a running back that is 74 for Saquon Barkley, who's 99, and it would be and it would go through. Now that didn't happen, so I'm not sure exactly what they mean by trade easy. Now, yeah, but I would think if the trade is gonna be easy, then it should be that easy, shouldn't it? So I think that's something to change the two. Yeah, they in franchise mode they had the training camp. They brought back the training camp during last year, and they have just fucked that up because it's not a lot of they've gotten rid of some of the training camp things that you could do. They got rid of that, so they shortened it down. Which I have no problem with that. Shortening it down is no problem with that. But the two major main things is one, the running back drill. It used to be like you were running back, you would follow your blocker and try to make it to the end zone. But now it's like close quarters, where now you don't get to run all the way to the sideline. You don't get to run, this way. It's close quarters, and they have these things. They have those spinning things that go around and knock you out of the way or everything like that. That's stupid. But the biggest bullshit thing of it all is they've added this thing for the passing mode where you're not throwing like through rings or anything like that to try to hit a target. You're not doing that or any other thing like it was doing. You now have to use first of all you use the freeform passing, which I don't know who the fuck is going to use freeform passing. I really don't. It makes no fucking sense. It's hard as fuck, so I don't know why anybody would use it. But you have to use freeform passing for this mode, and then you have to try to hit targets that are standing up or whatever. It's so stupid. Just go back to having quarterbacks trying to throw at targets. Okay, just do that. Throw through rings to hit a target. Why are you being stupid here? It's insane. Stop that. Go back to that. There are things in the game where when you're playing, doing the gameplay and you're playing, a player of yours or the computers may get injured. But if they got injured on a play where they made a grit play, they'll still get up and celebrate and throw first down. I don't know how many times I've seen the receiver catch the ball, make a first down, that shows get injured, but he gets up and celebrates. He gets upset when he's injured? Really? Come on now, that's something that you gotta fix. If you're injured, you need to stay on the ground. Or get up and then fall back to the ground or whatever. Yeah. They also added for franchise mode the halftime shows and the weekly recaps. This is amazing. I love these. I will say is that I'll say two things about this, and I think these need to be added to college football as well. I really think so. I would say two things about these. I think one, they really only focus on the quarterbacks with the stats. When you look down in there, like during the halftime shows and the weekly recaps, they don't talk about like the running backs or the receivers or anything like that. It's always the quarterback stats. That should be a little different. They should talk about some of the other ones. And two, I actually would like to have in-game updates. Now you can't do it for Monday or Thursday night, or even Sunday night. But doing regular games on Sunday, I would love for for the quarterback to say, let's go to the studio to Scott Hansen. We've got we got a scoring update. Scott Hansen can come up with the scoring update. Yes, in the game against Arizona versus Green Bay, Kyler Murray just threw a touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. His second of the day. Cardinals are up 14-7. Back to you, Kate. Back to you, Kate and Damon, or something like that. I think I think that would be awesome too. I'm not, that's something that is like this, but something to see. And I think that definitely needs to be something like that happen for college football, because I've said it before last year and even in this year's games. When they go to Kevin Connors, it's not realistic, because he's not saying anything about anyone. Now I know it's different because you're talking about like certain amount of people in here, but over on Madden, where you got like over thousands of players over on that you have to talk about in college football. But still, it's yeah. I think a in-game update on Sunday would actually be a whole lot better for that. I do. That would be amazing. The when you're gonna block a kick, and we've all see this. Whether it's you doing the kicking or the computer, there's like an animation that slows down the kicker so that gets you to the so that you'll be able to get in position to block. And they still have that a little bit, but there are also now when they just block it, and it just doesn't come from around the corner. It can come from inside inside now, or from up the middle. It's a lot of things that they do. So they have fixed the kick block kick feature so that it still happens where there's something with the animation that slows it down, but also it also happens where you cannot. The animation doesn't slow down. You still can block the kick. So I think that's amazing. That's a good addition, and I love that one. And the last thing I will say here is the the, the player style intros. This was something that was in prior Madden games, but they took out. Where they would give you like the starters and something like that. And I think if you're gonna do like Thursday night and Sunday night and Monday night, you can do some of the presentation stuff that they go on would do. Like I don't know if you can do like on Sunday night have the things pop up and say Aaron Rodgers, Kyle, and things like that, or have or Jane Daniels, LSU. I don't know if you can have those things up there, but you can at least have it go across the screen with the picture, things like that. With their name and what college they come from to. So Sunday night, and then all the other things as well. Like when you start the game and then you come out on the field, they introduce the quarterback, and then like there should be a play that happens, and on that play you introduce the offense and the rest of the offense, the backs and receivers, the offensive line, and then same thing later on you can do like the defense. This is the defensive front four up there, they're tight. This New York Giants team is going to be hard to run against with them. To meet Dexter Lawrence in the middle, the linebackers, and here are your defensive backfield. They should be able to add that too as well. That's just more another part of the presentation that I think they could use. So that is everything that I have written down. Let's see if there's anything else I can think of right now. Oh, one thing I can think of, that college football had that Madden didn't have. So in franchise mode, you could set the wear and tear sub. So you can set it with this, so that if you wanted to have your running back grind it out, then you could grind it out. Or if you wanted the running back keep fresh, it would give you to keep him fresh. He would come out when it's like 85 and go back in when it's like 93 or something like that. They don't have those type of things for the Madden franchise mode. Now, I do think that when you're on the other screen and you're doing the settings, the play now screen, they do have those settings available where you can do those type of things. You can make it custom and grind it out, anything like that. And I guess they kind of go over to the franchise mode, but I would like to have certain franchise mode, because maybe what I want to do is maybe I want to have my running back grind it out in one franchise mode, but then maybe in another franchise I would want to do a keep it fresh type of thing. So yeah, I think there's that. Are there any other things, good or bad, that I can think of when it comes to Madden that I would want to talk about? That am I gonna miss? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it right now. So let me go ahead. Let me give you my review, give you my rating, and we can end the video. This is not a perfect game. There's still some features that need to be added, some things that need to be fixed, some features that need to be made. But this, and I said in my video before, I did a video in the past, a couple weeks ago, where I said that I was gaslit into thinking Madden wasn't necessarily a good game. And Madden hasn't been good for years. No, Madden has been good for years. There have just been some things that have that we've had qualms with. And it's like that with all games. There are very few games out there that are perfect. Again, I think maybe the last video game I gave 5-star to was the Contra, the updated Contra game, Contra Operation Gulaga, and I think I gave that 5 stars. And I gave College Football 4 3/4 stars. I thought it was amazing. For Madden, it's not like College Football, where just certain things need to be added to make it perfect, or taken away. But yeah, there are things on Madden that are just great to be found. It's a fun game to play, truly amazing, and it's awesome. And I would say that it is a 4.25 star game. It is truly amazing, and they're on the right track. Scott Gallagher, the guy I mentioned earlier, he's one of the head of the producers on this, and he did a lot of stuff that's going to be around it, and I love it. So it's great, absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait. All right, y'all, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about Madden 26. And yeah, just give me your comments about that. If you have fun playing it, let me know down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. as always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And if you want to see me play Madden or College Football 26, look in the description box down below. All of my gaming. I have my gaming channel on YouTube, my Twitch, my Kick, and other places where you can find it on TikTok as well. I found a new way to do my streaming. So, yeah, because I was it kept disconnecting and reconnecting. And if you check out my YouTube gaming channel, I have like 30 videos of Madden NFL 26. None like the most like 30 seconds and 2 minutes or something here and 4 minutes something here and everything like that. So it's insane. But alright, y'all. I'm out.